So here I am at sunny Walmart, and I got a new car, and I figured I'd show you guys in this cool way, and it's really windy and loud, but without further ado, here's my car. Now what I bought is a 1992 MX-5 Miata NA with only 47,000 miles on it, meaning it is in excellent condition. I bought it from a family friend and I've never been happier with a purchase in my life. So here's me to tell you more about it in the car. Alright, so here we are in the interior. It's actually pretty hot right now. I mean, it's cold outside, but this is an all black interior, so the light amount of sun picks it up. But I went in the top down or top up config for this so that a lot of the sound from the traffic outside wouldn't show up. But I want to talk about some features of the car that I didn't address in the little voiceover thing that are pretty specific to this car. First off, you didn't hear it because my thing lagged out. Oh, that sounds cool, huh? Oh, listen to him. That's like I don't even know what that was. It was some Honda bullshit. Anyways, as you can see, I'll bring the camera up here. We have ourselves a GT Grant steering wheel. Now, it is currently not centered, and it is never actually centered because I think it was installed before an alignment, so it's just usually off center. Not this bad. I am turned a bit for the purpose of this. So that means, and I'm sure you figured it out, no airbag. Now that's significant because, well, we just have these regular shitty seatbelts. And I mean, there's a little bar, but I mean, I'd be dead either way. And that's kind of going to be a theme of this video. But so no airbag, which kind of sucks, and the steering wheel's off center. Now, the person I bought it from does have the stock steering wheel, and I intend to get that and reinstall it because even though it's like a 30-year-old airbag, I'd rather have it. And TBH, I mean, this wheel kind of looks cool, but it's not that comfortable, and I don't really like it all that much. We might as well discuss a couple of other things. One, we have blinkers and lights and stuff like this. This is where all of it is over on this left side. Now, the blinker, when you pop it on, it's got a nice good clunk. You hear that? That's solid. That's solid material. Only issue is because it's such an old car, whenever you turn, you know, if I turn all the way to the right and bring it back, most blinkers these days would just come back down on their own, but you have to do it on your own, and that's whatever. We also have lights. That's the airbag beeper that's telling me I don't have an airbag, but if I flip this up, hey, the headlights pop up. I also have the same controls from this little button right here. Look at that. Woo! Woo! Now, the previous owner put on low profile headlights, which is really nice because the normal ones would arc up probably another like 20-30 degrees, and I'm a tall person. I mean, you can see how I fit in this car. I fit pretty comfortably, but if there were any taller, visibility would be severely reduced, to say the least. Next up, windshield wipers, pretty standard. There's a bunch of different modes. I'll go ahead and clean my... Oh, and it doesn't work unless the... Yeah. Yeah. Clean that baby. And tell me I have no airbag. It's got 3 speeds, which don't want to work. Look at that, that's the fastest it goes. But it's a small windshield, so it doesn't matter. Next up, I guess we'll get to the real beast of this car, which is the shifter. This is a 5-speed, which I'm sure I've mentioned. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah. And this shifter is kind of the only big issue of this car right now. Because as you can see, this little boot right here is kind of torn and just grimy looking. And this shifter knob right here is really tall. Like, one, if I shift into first, I'm almost slapping this volume button. Now, mind you, I did buy this shifter myself because the original one was this. Now, admittedly, it was shorter, but it was not tight, and it was secured by all that duct tape and shit that's in here, so it was really loose, which took us a bit to figure out, but once we did, it was like, what? Why? So we got this. It's still not like, it's not a screw-in or anything. It's just got these little bolts and stuff that you can tighten with an Allen wrench, and over time it becomes loose, especially as you're shifting. And in this, if you're not on the interstate, you're shifting a lot. Another issue with the shifter is that whatever insulation's under here is not very good or does not exist because, well, it gets super freaking hot when you're running it. So a lot of heat just pours out of this thing and into the cabin, and when you've got top down and all that, I mean, it gets pretty hot, I'll admit. So the first thing we're doing on this, and that I have already purchased and should be here, you know, either today or within the next few days, is replacement parts for this, new boot, new insulator stuff, and a new shifter knob itself, which should look so much cleaner. Now, honestly, I'd like to change out the shifter plate as well because I just don't like it. I don't think the like silver intenseness cool guy vibe doesn't really match with the aesthetic of what I want to do with this car, but you know, that is what it is. Moving down from that, we have the e-brake, which actually has a new replacement cover that's actually just kind of loosely in here. But that's okay. I mean, it looks good and it's not broken, so I can't be mad at it. Behind that, we have a little slot that just has fuses in it. I just do what I want with that, I guess. And then little change area, which is kind of cool, honestly. It's pretty deep. So you can put all your little change except for pennies, which I guess isn't a big deal. And then back here we have our center console with a whole bunch of shit, including the old shifter, just because. And that's also where the a trunk release and the fuel cap thing releases. And that all goes there. So moving up from that on the center console, we have a Kenwood KM Bluetooth shit. It's just a Bluetooth radio thing, and it's pretty good. The audio in this car is pretty solid overall. Above that, we have our AC, which is air conditioning. But the only thing is, with the MX-5, it's a little bit different, and with this MX-5, it's a little bit different as well, because the engine is so underpowered. For those of you who don't know about AC in a Miata, at least in an older Miata, whenever you put it on, the car just dies. Not literally, but you can feel like a huge loss of power to the throttle because so much of it's being pulled into the AC. Now, on this MX-5 in particular, something's rubbing on the band that, that's not even the word, but it doesn't matter, that the AC runs on, so there's a lot of rubbing, and I was using the interstate and I smelled burning rubber, and I turned it off and I haven't turned it on since. Fortunately, it is fall, so the weather is pretty mild, if not cool, so it's not the worst time to not have AC, so I can't be fully mad at that. Beyond that, we have over here our cup holder, singular, and it holds cups pretty well for the most part, and just stows away, so you got nice room for your passenger. Over here we have our singular cabin light, the one light here, and actually it looks like the owner replaced it with like an LED. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, which I guess is kind of nice, but there's no real benefit to that, I guess. I mean, you either see or you don't see in here. And then we got glove box, which is glove box. And that's pretty much it for the basic features within the interior of this car. In terms of changes I'm going to be making, like I said, it's going to be the shifter first. We should see that, I don't know, soonish, just whenever I get the parts, basically. And then the steering wheel's a big one, but that won't be for a while. But, I mean, the reality of this thing is, like, getting an airbag for this car, especially a 30-year-old one, probably won't do much, and it'll probably still kill me. But a lot of my vision in this car is that I kind of want to do a lot of the pieces, like this is vinyl stickering and stuff, and same here. I want to replace a lot of that. I mean, it looks good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks a lot better than what I think the regular stuff would look like. But I want to replace a lot of these panels in the center console with, like, just kind of upgraded, better, more stock looking pieces, because I want to take it back to like a classy stock, like do some tasteful mods to it. Nothing like crazy aggressive, because it's a Miata. It doesn't need to be crazy aggressive. It just needs to work and look good, in my opinion. But we'll see all that in the future. And that's my car, so we'll just listen to her run now. Hey everyone, Bevo from the future here, just to say that, yeah, the revving part that I did in this video was really unimpressive, because it sounds a lot better being in the car itself, and like I heard a little blowback and stuff when I rev it, and you don't hear any of this, and in fact, it just sounds like a lawnmower engine revving up, but I mean, you know, that's kind of the meme, so here's that. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna have to cut to a different part and do this. Another great feature of the Miata, the NA, all that, is we have 2-stage visors. Look at that. Up, down, huh? 2-stage. And I just, so quick, so efficient. You'll love to see it. 2-stage visors, everyone. Cut, boop, boop. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope I covered everything. I'm sure I did not, but either way, we'll be seeing more of this car in the future, so don't miss out. Fucking kid. Why? That's a problem. I was in 3rd gear. I was in 3rd gear and I just went to 2nd. I just buddy shifted like an idiot. I was like, why am I not zooming in 1st? But I threw myself into 1st. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Thank God I control the edit of this video.